Hello and welcome back to Measure by Measure reading notes on your violin. Yes, finally, third position. So I'm glad you're here. Grab your violin, and I said welcome back because I am sure you've already went through the notes on first position. If you didn't, then please look at that video first. And then there's also a video on notes on second position. Links to both those videos are going to be in the description down below. I highly suggest that you go over those videos and learn to play them very well before jumping into third position. Before going on, let's make sure that our violins are in tune. So we're going to start with our G string. Great. Let's see that our D is in tune. We move over to our A string. And last but not least, the E. Beautiful. Now that we're in tune, let's take a closer look at our violin and whether or not you have the position stickers. Just so you know, where the blue line is here, then that's the third position sticker. If you don't have a sticker, it's not really necessary, but you have to know where that C note is. We'll get to that later. Our left hand fingers, they're exactly the same as before. That's never going to change no matter what position you're in. And just so you get a quick overview, these are the notes that we will be playing today. So when I mentioned that C before, this is where it is. It starts in the third position, and you'll be playing this C note with your first finger. We're going to go over the each individual string, and we're going to start with the first position. So we'll be adding these notes to the third position. Don't worry, it looks like a lot right now, but it's not. Let's start with the G string, and we're gonna start in first position with the open G string like so. Then we play our A note right here. We go to our B. All this you know from first position, but this is where the magic happens. That first finger that you have on the A note slides up to the blue sticker, and that should be a C note that sounds like this. Now, since you're using your first finger for that, you have the other three fingers free for the next three notes. The next one being a D. Then you have the E note with your third finger. And then finally, we'll be playing an F. Great job. We're going to review each of these notes without me talking in between. And let's see, I'm going to count to 3 and then we start. We start with the open G string. And remember to slide that first finger to third position when it comes to the C. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Great job. There are just two things that I want to mention here. One is all these notes from this open G all the way up to this D, you should know already because you've seen these notes on first position. You've actually seen this E note on second position as well. These notes are always the same on the fingerboard. They're never going to change. You're just using different fingers to play them. So that's how I want you to learn them. Learn them on the fingerboard, not on your fingers. And the other thing I want to mention is you'll probably notice that the spacing between the notes is getting smaller and smaller. If you compare the space between these two notes, you know, it gets much smaller here, and then between the B and the C, where there is no sharp or flat, you see that there's a tiny little bit of space here. The E and F with no sharp and flat in between, there is absolutely no space on here. So space is going to get smaller and smaller the higher up you go. Once we've done this, then let's move over to our D string, and we're gonna same deal. And we start with our open string D. Then we play in first position using our first finger the next note, an E. After that we play our F. And now we slide our first finger to third position and we play that G. Now we play an A next to the G. Our next note is going to be a B. And right next to it is going to be a C with your fourth finger. Beautiful. Review those notes, and when you're ready, it's time for your solo playing. Solo with me in the background. So I'm going to count to 3 and we start playing this D string. Starting first position, we slide over to third. 1, 2, 3. Very well done. Excellent work. Once you've got this string down, then we're halfway through. Only 2 more to go. We move over to our A string and we do the same thing. We start with the open string A. Then we play our B note. Here comes the C. And we slide onto third position to play that D with our first finger. Now we can play an E with a second. Right next to it is an F. And we use our fourth finger to play that G note. Wonderful. Once you're ready, we're gonna go over these notes without me talking in between. So 1, 2, 3. Excellent work. Now we got only 1 string left, last but not least. And with this string is when you're going to start noticing that you are getting quite a high register. So we start with our open string E right there. And we know how to play the F. We also know how to play the G. And this is going to be a bigger jump to third position since the F is down here. You know that from first position. And we play the A note with our first finger right here. Then we move over to the B note. Right next to it is a C. And our very last note in third position is going to be that high-pitched D. Very good. Let's go over those notes, and once you know how to play them, let's play them together on our practice bit. So we're going to start on our open string E. First position, and we jump to third position once we hit the A. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Very well done. Now you can see we've played all these notes and we've added the first position to the third position. What we're going to do next, we are just going to play the third position notes. So we're going to start with our first finger on that C and we're going to go up the entire spectrum of notes all the way to that high-pitched D. So we're gonna play 2 octaves plus this little C. I will not be talking in between, so we're just gonna play all these notes in one sitting. Whenever you're ready, then we can start. 1, 2, 3. Great job. As you know from the first position video, all the spaces in between are going to be our sharps and flats for each note. If you don't understand sharps and flats, then that means you have not seen my first position video. That's where I explain them and go over them in more detail. So please look at that video. I'll say it again if you haven't already. Now with this in mind, we are going to try to play a D minor scale. Now the thing that's different with this scale is that it has a key signature, and this one is telling us that all our B notes are going to be flat. So I want you to keep that in mind while we're playing this scale. The other thing I want to mention is since it's a D minor scale, we're going to start it in D. So our first note is going to be a D, and this one will be played with your second finger. The reason I'm graying out the C and still writing it down here is because I want you to press down the C note with your first finger even though we're not playing it. At the same time, have your second finger down to play the D note. It should sound like this. And every time you go up a scale, then it's a good habit to keep your fingers pressed down. So once you're ready, we're going to start playing this D minor scale. Keep in mind that our B's are going to be flat. So on the count of 3, we're going to start playing the scale. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful job. Very well played. If you didn't get that right away, I understand that playing the B flat is a bit confusing at this point. Go over this part again and practice it again. And once you've got that down, we're going to play this very same scale, but in a descending order. So that means we're going to start with our fourth finger on that high-pitched D that we've played. And instead of going up, we're going to go down and remember those B flats that need to be played. Okay? On the count of 3, we're going to start playing that little scale. 1, 2, 3. Great job. Now, what I want you to do from now on is every scale that you learn, I want you to learn it ascending and also play it descending. We've played 2 octaves of the D minor scale, and as our next exercise or challenge to you, we will be playing a D major scale. So same thing, we're gonna start it on the D note here, but since this is a major scale, the key signature has changed. I want you to pay attention to this. And I hope you know what this means by now. This is that all our Fs are gonna be played sharp and all our Cs are gonna be played sharp. On this scale, I will not be animating the notes, and I will not be adding these notes either. I want you to read and use what you've learned to figure this scale out. The only help I'm giving you is I've marked all the Fs and the Cs to remind you that these are supposed to be played sharp. Now, on the count to 3, I'm gonna play the scale with you and try to play it with me as best as you can. If you don't get it first try, don't get frustrated. Just do it again until you get it. Are you ready? We're going to start on our D note with our second finger. Still hold your C note down with your first finger, remember. But we're going to start with the D note. It should sound like this. So on the count of 3, we're going to start. 1, 2, 3. Great job. If you had trouble following that, then just try to play it on your own at first, and then play it with me, and then play it by yourself. After that, play it descending as well. Find another scale with another key signature and try to play that in third position. If you really want to impress me, then play the same scale. Let's say, I don't know, an E major scale. That one's not easy. Play that one in third position, play it in second position, and play it in first position. So if you do that, you're well on your way of being a fantastic violinist. And I really hope this video has helped you. It's been great seeing you again. Thank you for being here. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and like this video if it helped you. I hope it did. It's always a great pleasure doing these. And for now, put your violin to rest. Thank you so much for watching this video, and have a wonderful day.